Hi, my name is Matt Carroll with World Class Coaching, and today I want to talk to you about using a zonal method for our goal kicks. So with goal kicks, there is a big push to build out of the back and to play short passes and draw the defense in, uh, which is what we should be doing, obviously, and training our players to be more tactically aware. But sometimes it's just not an option. Sometimes the better choice and the tactical choice that players should learn is that we need to play the long ball to get away from our box. If the other team is going to press up into this area and they're going to leave space behind, sometimes the correct option is to play the longer ball over the top to our attacking players. What I find, though, sometimes teams struggle aerially, and this ball sometimes is played to a specific player, and there really isn't a great target man on a team. And what happens is we end up going up for it, losing the ball, and it leads to just what we're trying to avoid, a counterattack. So I want to start with setting up our positioning for a goal kick here. And I'll set it up in a 4-4-2, and you can make changes based on whatever formation you're running. And I'll explain where the comparisons would be. But the first thing I really like doing this zonal method is to set up our short options with our wing backs or outside backs wide. Okay. This gives us the option of playing out wide. They can even play low if we want to be a little safer. But we have this option. If they stay deeper, we can play this and play short and then try to draw them in. Then we can have our two center backs, again in a 4-4-2. To the corners, again, we can also drop them low. Depending on what your league rules are, you can play them inside the 18 for another short option. So the defenders are kind of our if we want to play short, it's there for us. The next move is to find our midfielders. Our midfielders, I like to set them up in this triangle here. So here's our winger. Here's maybe a 9. Here's a central midfielder. And then we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. Okay, so you can recognize that there is some area in the middle of the pitch that maybe we're a little worried about. So if it is going to play long, make sure that your center backs then are going to get compact. And we keep our defensive line compact like this. You have the option then from this that you can push an outside back to go forward. If maybe we play the ball to this side, one of the outside backs goes forward and we slide our defensive line into a 3-back here. But generally after the ball is, we're not going to play short. Let's get compact. Let's close this gap here in the middle. So again, we can play short. There's tons of options here. Even one of the wingers can drop in. But if they're going to play a higher line, they're going to push up and they're going to contest this short ball, and they're going to leave space in the back line, maybe they're playing almost to half, we can play this long ball. But if we don't have the aerial prowess or the target players we're looking for, it can be a little bit difficult to get the ball up here. So what I've got kind of shaped out here is triangles. 2 triangles set up, creating this triangular zone. And what I mean by that is instead of just playing to a certain player or trying to play it just wide, what the goalie can do from this situation is try to play a ball into these grids, into these triangles, with the recognition that when they play that ball, it doesn't have to be deadly accurate, hit the guy on the head and he goes up for it and we flick on. It has to be in a general area. Takes a little pressure off the goalkeeper, especially if you have a younger goalkeeper or a goalkeeper is a little is newer to the position or is a little kind of flaky on their goal kicks. So they're playing into a space. If they can just get it into the general triangle, then they'll done what they're supposed to do. Now, when the ball is played, we're kind of expecting, if we're saying that we're not a team that is great aerially or we wouldn't win a ton of headers, we're kind of expecting that we are going to lose the ball from this first header, and that's okay. So let's say we play up to our 9, right? His job then isn't generally, if he wins it, awesome. If he doesn't, his job is to contest the ball so it's not a clear uncontested header from the opposition, where then they can play a ball, just like we were worried about, centrally into the attacking position, and they go on a counter rate from our goal kick. So their job is to make sure that this ball is contested. In best case scenario, it even bounces, okay? And make sure that this is just not an easy win for the defense. Then the closest player then will cover, and their job then is the focal point of this zonal play is that they're going to win the second ball. They shouldn't be too tight. They shouldn't be also contesting. They should be finding a space where if the ball it does bounce, they're going to run onto it. If the ball is flicked onto a player over here or over here, they're going to run to it and cover it. Their job is basically as like a poacher. Wherever that ball goes, they're going to get the second ball and they're going to win it. And the third balance player then is kind of there to lock anything off, or if the ball does go a little further, drop in and contest. So again, we've got three options: play into the zone, player is going to contest the ball, win the second ball, and clean anything else up that goes on. And that can be done again on this side of the field or played right here. You've got the two triangles. We have the short option here to our center backs. Again, can drop our center backs here. We can play wide to our outside backs. Another short option, open things up with tons of players in the wings to support them. Or again, we can play this zone mentality of playing into the zone and allowing the players to do their jobs. The biggest thing to recognize is which player is going to be the one that's contesting, which player is going to be the cover player, and which player is going to be the balance player. And as soon as this ball is won by the second player, we also have a ton of attacking options. So this ball, let's say, is contested, drop down, we win the second ball. We've got a runner wide. We've got someone that's going to make a diagonal run here, a diagonal run here. We've got width, and we've got support. Plenty of support if we want to go negative and switch the field. All right, so that is playing a goal kick with a zone mentality.